This is Herschel Mehta from Mehta Ventures LLC. We are an independent, privately owned boutique family office which provides comprehensive startup, estate, and crypto co-investment opportunities to a trusted network of HNI families globally. I wanted to discuss a few pointers on startup valuations. There is only one certain answer to the question, how do investors value startups? And that is, it depends. It would be hard to find two investors who would evaluate a startup identically for several reasons. First, the value of a company may be different for different types of investors. Second, there is no ideal source of information. I always say to the founders, think value equation first, then valuations will come automatically. Certain factors you will need to consider as an investor while working through a company's valuation underlie all the quantitative valuation methods. These factors can be divided into two categories: company-specific factors and environment-specific factors. This factor split method is very helpful when structuring the information for further analysis. Now, let's take a look at some company-specific factors. The management. Does the CEO/CTO have prior startup experience or any relevant experience? The team. Is this the right team in place for the job? Do you believe that these people with these skills can get the job done? The prototype or the product. Are you investing into an idea or can you actually touch and test the product? The patents. Are the patents pending or are they approved? There is a big difference. The cash flow. Do they have any cash flow? The customers/users. Is the user base big enough to be an asset? The strategic partnerships. Sometimes one perfect partner can make the entire business. The location of the business. Are you familiar and comfortable with the markets the company is going to work in? The industry/tech vertical. Are you able to focus on different industries or are you an industry-focused investor? Lastly, the urgency for capital. How desperate is the company to raise money? The faster they need money, the better price and terms for an investor. Some other questions that can arise are, how much money does the company need and how much equity are they willing to give up? What are the goals with this next round of investment for you and for them? Is it a software company or a hardware company? There is a big difference in the size of the budget it takes to get something to market with a hardware company. Lastly, do they need a large/expansive sales force to grow the revenue? These are just some items to consider as well. Now, let's take a look at some environment-specific factors. Besides the company's internal value, there is also an external environment that affects the valuation of the company. It would be fair to say that the company, like any other product in the market, has its price dependent on demand and competition. Therefore, when assessing the value of a company, investors should consider the following factors: the valuations at which comparable companies are raising rounds, especially those in the same region and industry; the value of public companies with comparable business models and assets, especially if the said company is planning to go public in the future; the competition from other investors, i.e., how bad do you want to have this company in your portfolio, and how much of a premium are you willing to pay to get into this deal? This hefty list of factors to consider is by no means exhaustive, let alone the standard for all possible cases. So the question then becomes, what framework do investors use to think through these factors and assign values to them? Part of the reason there are more mathematical ways to value later stage and public companies than early stage startups is because there is historical data. History provides reasonable expectations of future performance and accepted standards in the market for looking at certain businesses. However, an early stage company often doesn't even have a product or revenue yet, forcing their valuations to be mainly empirical. Consequently, many startups let an investor determine how much they are worth. So, finally, valuation of a startup is more an art and less of a science.